And that's when I said... Hi, I'm Dan. Welcome to the Slalt Cast. I'm joined today by the man with the chillest of vibes, chill vibes only over here. It's Caden.
Chill vibes me is Caden.
And the man who came to destroy the vibes. It's Kobe.
It is I. It is me, Kobe.
How are we this week, boys?
I'm feeling
Pretty
good.
sad. Pretty sad. I was at a party over the weekend. It just wasn't my vibe.
No, I did see you not vibing for a few moments during that party.
Yeah, it was one of those things where, like, you know, the day before you feel really good. You know, nothing can stop you, and then you're in the car, and then you're thinking about life and stuff on the way to a party, and then you just go.
Never the right time to think about life and stuff, by the way.
Yeah, it's the worst, isn't it? And then I was just out of it for the entire party.
It's like one of those scenarios.
Whoa.
It's like one of those scenarios where basically you're out with friends and someone just reminds you of something that you forgot about a long time ago that you were trying to repress.
And then it's like, oh no, that time I shitted in year 4.
And now you can no longer think about anything else
Anything else,
besides
yeah.
that one thing.
Yeah.
Hard times. Hard times when you make it.
Yeah. Damn. So Dan, how was your week?
My week was great, thank you. But there was a brief moment where I was outraged, Kobe.
Oh, can't believe it.
Outraged. Because I thought Rupert Murdoch told me that someone wanted to take away my fairy bread.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
So throughout the week, last week, there was a bunch of news articles saying that like an online petition on change.org of concerned Australians was trying to rename fairy bread due to concerns that it might be like the name might be offensive to members of the LGBTQ community. Like this is after a certain cheese brand got renamed that calls for the Golden Gay Time to be renamed. And so, this headline,
there was a movement going.
It just felt like another kick in the nuts to Australian culture. Not that the cheese was a good thing. I agree with the cheese. Unlike certain members of Southbound, not naming names.
Certain tall members of Southbound.
Okay, you're kind of implicating me there.
No, it wasn't Kobe. As much as it is in character for him.
There are a couple tall boys in that thing.
No.
Yeah.
But so did you guys see this? Did you guys see this floating around the interwebs?
I didn't see any outrage on it because I no longer go on Facebook. I've stopped using Facebook as like a social media platform, unless it comes for band stuff. So no, I didn't.
Yeah.
But I saw that there was something that sparked this.
Yes. So as it turns out, this mark on Australian culture was in fact not a mark on Australian culture. It was the work of satirical news site The Chaser. Think like The Onion or Batuta Advocate. The Chaser is just another one of those. And basically, they tasked their interns to try to get News Corp to run a fake story because they wanted to prove that like Australian journalists are shit at their job and don't check their sources or anything.
They'll just take whatever's there. Yeah,
they'll just take whatever's there at face value. So they posted this TikTok, which I have pulled up on Twitter, which we can all watch now as a big happy family. So I'm going to pull that right up here.
I'll watch it with you.
And this is a bit of a cheeky explanation.
That's what's most important. The pub. That's what's most important. Beers. We had a case last week. As best we can tell, the dinner party started with one case. By the end of the dinner party, almost everybody at the dinner party had a case of beers. People simply take this seriously, rapidly. Get on the beers, and that's what must be done. Beers. Get on the beers.
This is fantastic news.
That's what's most...
So a quick summary for the audio listeners.
Well
Basically, the Chaser, they tasked their interns to try to get them to run get News Corp to run a fake story. So the interns, they used like one of those face generators, like this person is not real.com, and they made a fake petition on change.org. Then they sent out an email to all of the users on the Chaser mailing list to get them to sign the petition. And then they wrote up like a Facebook post saying like, oh, this petition, under the guise of this lady. And then it just fucking exploded. So they didn't only get News Corp, but it was also like UK and New Zealand outlets publishing about it. So I mean, fucking that tells you, like, the fucking next minute we're gonna see a Batuta Advocate article on Channel 9, like...
Yeah, crazy.
It's
Go,
just fucking... It's kind of funny how quick people are to jump on something that seems to be trending. If that makes sense, like it's quite interesting to see how like people react to situations, especially timing. Timing's a massive thing that like I'd guarantee you that story would not have trended if it wasn't now, where we've been hit by a couple bullets before. I
think that's the exact point of the whole thing, is like it illustrates that how someone can spread like outrage and hysteria just by like a well-crafted headline. Because like if you clicked into any of it, you would have seen like it was phony. And like if you did any amount of digging, you could have like tied this back to the Chaser or just like a group of trolls. But instead, no, like all the News Corp journalists fucking just took it and ran with it and exploded. It was talked about like on television news as well as written up in articles and on radio and stuff.
I think there's a greater point as to like how quickly news sites are able to just like their main mission is to cause a sort of outrage culture, you know, with stuff like that. It's not even... Well,
it's more their entirety of their business is on the amount of clicks they can drive towards their website. So if they say something like ban fairy bread, that's gonna get clicks.
Yeah,
that's like a gold.
It's even larger, like that cheese thing, right? There is a legitimate reason for people wanting to change that name because the meaning of a word has changed over time, right? But it was still this, you know, News Corp especially, right, advocating, like saying, no, this is tarnishing somebody's legacy and whatnot, you know. And it's all in the name of just creating this outrage, because without the outrage, then, you know, it's just boring 1950s.
Well, it really is like X cheese being forced to change names due to PC culture is a better headline than like a sub note on like fucking page 20 of the Telegraph being Australian cheese company changing name. Like admits
because
customer
of racist
inquiry
connotations. Yeah.
Well, not even if they just did the most benign version of that headline, same story, still a very benign story.
Yeah,
and it's and the headline is really what drives clicks.
Yeah, but goddamn, is it just so easy to like?
So I think what propaganda do we have to spread?
Yeah, how do we jump on board?
Sean Woolnow of the Young Crumbs podcast is new Jared Fogle.
Interesting you bring that up. So rival podcast, the Young Crumbs, they do a weekly segment where they rate Subway reviews. They rated my Subway this week, and
you got rated a 4.
They don't understand.
You got absolutely owned.
They don't understand what makes a sandwich good.
Hold on, before we continue, Dan got absolutely owned.
I'm gonna pull up. I'm a Jamie my sub.
Dan's a Subway order. I was sitting there going, I really don't. This sounds like a good sub. I would eat this sub. You know, olives are on it. I don't like olives, but I'd eat it.
So right? here's what I sent in as my Subway order. So I said my Subway order is a foot-long meatball sub on Italian herb and cheese, toasted, cheddar cheese, and then capsicum, jalapenos, lettuce, olives, onion, and pickles.
They rated it a 4 out of 10.
I feel like that's a fairly unoffensive, like straightforward, nice tasting Subway order. And the rating was, like, literally their thought process was, I don't like olives. I don't like pickles. 4.
It was so funny. I'm sitting there like, they're going to rate this high. I don't want Dan to get a high score. I don't want Dan to get the highest score. This sounds like a 9 out of 10 in my books. And then they just go, don't like it, 4. Oh, fuck.
So anyway, they
Just
recently...
so quick to the point.
They recently, on the back of this segment, they got, like, their podcast Instagram account was followed by the official Subway Australia account. So I think tying it back to the Fairy Bird, our perfect outrage headline, we title this episode something like, The Young Crumbs Side with Jared Fogle. We just draw some kind of connection there, get them cancelled, they lose the Subway deal. I really think this idea has legs.
Maybe.
Fuck yeah.
Maybe we can be the unsung heroes of new Subway. You know, like we bring down Sean before he has any time to climb up the hierarchy of Subway.
Exactly.
And then we get followed by Subway Australia on Instagram.
Well, that's so. Once again, I feel like we've made too much Jared Fogle related content for Subway to want to associate with us.
Yeah, that is fair.
So
if we had
to pick a brand to start a weekly segment around, so that we can get free things, because what is the purpose of a podcast if not free things? What are some brands you guys are thinking of?
All right, I've got one. I've got 2. All right,
You have 2.
thinking big brain here. SpaceX. What do we get for free? Free tickets to Mars.
This is
right?
good. This
right?
is good.
We make a weekly SpaceX segment, and then Elon Musk is like, "These guys are pretty cool. I might give some money to these guys to make a rocket." Send them to space."
That's a very nice.
And then we get Elon Musk money, right?
Elon coin.
Oh, we do a
Dogecoin.
Dogecoin. That's how we get him.
That's how we get him.
That's how we
corner him.
Oh my god, Elon is about to
We'll
get
go Gary V on this. We'll go Gary V.
Okay,
And
so
then we'll bait in Elon Musk.
okay, I do. I love where your head's at. I like that you're thinking big. SpaceX. Okay, that's a great idea.
SpaceX.
Few
is
problems.
pretty big.
There's definitely already a couple podcasts who, instead of dedicating a brief 5 minutes for every episode, they dedicate the whole podcast to SpaceX. So it might be a bit hard to kind of cut through the rest of the traffic there. Second issue, we're trying to step away. The reason we can't go with Subway is Jared Fogle. I feel like we've talked a lot of shit about Elon Musk, and also he's not the most PC in good in the meteorized figure at the moment either. So I feel like if Jared Fogle's been our one issue, Elon might be another issue.
All right, so that's why my second option, right?
You don't get 2. You know.
No, go to Caden, and then we'll go back to.
Okay, Caden first.
I'm gonna flip the game on its head. All right, I don't reckon we back a business that is doing well. I reckon we back a business that is gone under, and we bring
the
it
Weinstein Company.
Oh no!
Of all the fucking names you could have picked, that was the one.
Hey, he had a brother that wasn't a whatever Weinstein
Cody,
was.
come on, that's a ridiculous suggestion. We all know that Harvey Weinstein's a piece of shit. I think what we should aim for is Netflix, specifically House of Cards, starring Kevin Spacey.
Oh fuck! No, I was actually going to say we bring Toys R Us back from the dead.
Oh,
that's a phenomenal idea.
Oh, fuck.
Every segment we relive old Toys R Us memories or come up with imaginary memories at Toys R Us.
Oh, we can be like, remember that one time that Blake fucking obliterated a bunch of the Barbies at Toys R Us before we went to the movies and then we just left?
And it brings back an uprising.
That's good, because that's like the underdog story.
Everyone wants it. It's there. People need it. It's the perfect thing. And then Toys R Us have us as brand ambassadors.
None of you better Jared Fogle fucking Toys R Us.
Joseph, if we kick out Joseph,
I think we'd be okay. That would be a lot more family friendly then.
Yeah.
So you guys, you guys have taken this a very different direction than what I thought. What I was thinking is, I'm doing this purely from a profit for me standpoint. Okay, I want the most returns from this brand integration. What's something that everyone needs? Okay, petrol.
Oh.
We partner with British Petroleum. Every episode we just talk about how much we love Octane, 98. We flipping
bro.
Kobe's SpaceX thing on his head. We rag on Tesla, and then free petrol, and eventually then we can double back. Eventually we cut ties with BP. Turns out they have their Jared Fogle. We go Tesla. You guys had the right idea. Free cars
to the moon.
Oh, so we get oil money, shameless oil money,
and then when the oil runs out, we flip.
We flip.
We get battery money.
It was an inside job the whole time. Fuck, that's a pretty good one. I'll give you that. I reckon you got a fucking crack in there.
And the other option I reckon is we partner with the COVID vaccines. And by the COVID vaccines, I mean Neuralink. Did you guys see this video?
How was that?
Because it's the chip.
I did.
So did you guys see this video? For audio listeners, what we're watching right now is...
Pull out that video of the fucking game.
Can you pull... Jamie, pull this up. There's this chimp, and it's fucking playing a game with its mind.
So what's happened here is they've one of the first chimps that they've implanted Elon Musk's Neuralink in. Previously, it's kind of been pigs and stuff. They've put it in a chimp, and what they've done like a multi-stage training thing to demonstrate how the device works. So to start off, the basic setup is there's like a fucking iPad and a joystick and a tube that's dispensing good banana smoothie.
Good banana.
And the chimp, if he moves the joystick, it moves a cursor over like this grid on this iPad, and there's one illuminated square. And if he goes over that square, he gets some banana smoothie. The chimp's fucking stoked about this. He figures this out, no problem. Chimps can do this kind of shit. What they then do is they unplug the joystick and they remap the controls based on the brainwaves that's going in the chimp's brain when he's moving the joystick in the different directions. They remap that to the Neuralink, so the joystick's disconnected. Like when you give your little brother the controller and he thinks he's gaming, but yeah. So they've done this to the chimp, but instead he's gaming with his brain. Okay, he's still getting the banana smoothie.
Damn.
And,
so even though he's moving the controller, he's using his brain?
Well, as you can see in the video, it's very clearly unplugged.
Oh, it is very clearly unplugged. Oh.
That's crazy.
So he doesn't know that there's not... And so what it is, it's like the mental message.
He doesn't know he's
arm.
being controlled.
No. So he's this chimp free of COVID, okay? Not a drop of COVID inside. His 5G reception off the charts.
Yeah.
He can now he could use his phone to Snapchat without his hands. It's fantastic.
He can think about it and just fucking fuck.
But no, this is actually, like, jokes aside, this is a pretty fucking sick development in Neuralink.
Yeah, because doesn't he play Pong without even
having
having
the...
that's what he's
right
on now.
now.
He's playing Pong, he's clapping cheeks, he's not touching the thing at all. He's just thinking up, down, ooh,
Ooh, like he's like us.
But
this is so
monkey
crazy.
Monkey brain.
Monkey.
So the applications of this that they're talking about, and this is kind of like the first real proof in terms of like
That's
this actually
scary,
working. Well, they're targeting Neuralink initially at kind of like people, let's say with who've like lost an arm, they need a bionic arm, and at the moment the way is that you either get kind of like a stiff thing that you can't really control, or you get one where they kind of tie it. Like it's based on like electrical impulses in other parts, and you don't really have good range of motion, or it's literally just pulley systems. With Neuralink and this, and you have the connected to the Neuralink, they're saying that they can program it to you, like imagining you're closing a fist and the hand would actually close, and that's kind of the force here. But
that's really fucking cool.
I feel like you could,
and then that leads to actual
Dawn
cyborgs.
of the Planet of the Apes.
So
Actual cyborgs.
would you cut off your arm for a cyber arm and Jeff Bezos living in your brain?
I would cut off my so the most useless part of the human body.
Most useless part of your body, your dick.
is this part here is like from the knee down.
Oh,
right?
you've never.
If you fuck it, you're fucked for life, right? Speaking as somebody, if you fuck your ankle,
he is right. If you fuck that area, if you do what's it called on a razor scooter? Where a tail whip? Is that what it's called? You do a tail whip, you smack that, you're dead. You're out. 6 months.
Yeah, you're out. You're out, right? So I could get rid of those Star Fox style and have metal legs.
Metal legs. You could tail whip with no risk.
I mean, I can do that now. There is no benefit to
See,
I mean, there is no downside to fake
I'm
legs.
again gonna flip it on its head. You're missing something here. Why do we have to remove a body part?
Caden's double dick.
Why don't we just
Double dick.
double dick?
Double dick.
Why don't we just add?
Wait, can you imagine
Whoever said
a
subtraction
Neuralink
is the answer.
dick though? Like, it's not even like just a random body
Go,
impulse
gadget,
anymore. It's just hard, and then it gets hard, and you're like, oh well.
But it makes
Oh, no.
it makes like, you know, it's like the motor in it isn't strong enough, so it makes a really loud like electrical screech. It's like
No, you've got essentially. I'm only going to do this for visual because I know that there's less people that watch visual than there is audio.
Oh,
But
no.
you could be doing this, and then all of a sudden go gadget, and then do.
Okay, so now we need to discuss the construction of this. Is it just kind of one like telescoping or do you remember like those robot dinosaur things with the tails that were like multiple jointed and it could like
Oh yeah.
we need one of those so you can get all of the angles that you want. And that then yeah. And also I think it should the tip should be detachable, and you should be able to get different measures.
Oh, so you could have like a circumcised tip, and then you could take that off, and then you could put an uncircumcised.
It's like
That's
a Nerf
fantastic.
gun.
I was going for different shapes. Like you want a cube?
It's essentially like a Nerf gun. You just take apart and reattach new
That's.
attachments.
I mean,
God.
definitely a Nerf gun attachment, so you could be like, get your primary, you get your secondary, and then your last resort, the old double barrel.
It's like the fembots from Austin Powers.
Fuck.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Jesus. That was.
Yeah, so I'd cut off everything but my head and just have a metal body, is what I'm saying. And I'd let Jeff
You
Bezos
mean you'd cut
control
off
me.
everything but your head, but then have a metal body? Why would it isn't
So I
that
guess
just
I'm
cutting
cutting
off your
off-
head and then putting
No,
it on the
individually,
body?
like it cuts
Yeah.
everything, and it's just
Takes
painful.
his arm, takes his other arm,
Well, I
takes his
mean-
legs,
I mean-
then takes the
I mean,
head.
it depends what it. I think cutting something off implies the thing that you're getting rid of, right? If I'm cutting off my head, I'm getting rid of my head. If I'm
That
cutting
I
off
wouldn't
my
be
body,
against that idea for you. I'd sign the papers.
could I just have a metal head and a normal body?
That would go great with your metal peen.
Could I just have a metal sphere? there is
Look like
there is no face.
I mean, okay,
it's
look,
just
if you're going to that
Mysterio.
point, why would you even retain the human form? You need to go like handsome Squidward. Like that is what your body, metal handsome Squidward. Or Sonic.
No, I like
Fuck.
my face. I like my
You
face.
could get really like fucked up with it and then just be like Mr. Potato Head and basically have the shell of a
Fully
head and just
modular.
attach different parts of a perfect body.
I wonder if, like, in the future, in the near future, right? Say within the next 10 to 15 years, if like the actual bionicle parts for people will become consumer objects, like having a metal arm, and not because of any disability of any sorts, just because you went, I want to
kind of like the
this shit off.
cyberpunk future where people are like, yeah, I'll replace my arm for my job so I can lift more shit.
Yeah, right. I wonder if that's going to become available.
I
because
feel
that
like
sounds-
things that you would get.
Probably.
The first thing that I want to augment is my eyes. I want cyber eyes. I want a HUD. Okay. I want
You
to.
wanna-
I want Google Maps in there, and then but it's still Google Maps, so sometimes it won't work right, and like it won't be updated for the new roads around my house, so it's like really upsetting. But like when
What
I'm in
happens
the
if you
read-
close your eyes.
still there,
Oh,
it's sleeping's
still there.
near impossible.
if you whenever you close your eyes, it starts playing a 30-second ad. No, I was
Oh my
reading
god, ads in your cyber eye. Fuck.
Yeah, I was reading there was a Reddit thread which was like, if you could replace any part of your body with cybernetics, what would it be? And actually, the best one is spine. If you don't have to worry about a
Yeah.
fucked up spine for the rest of your life, then Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, give me the fucking chip.
Yeah, give me the
I'll
chip.
do
I
it.
feel like you're like, you know how people have fucked up spines so they have a hunch, but it's
Mhm.
purely because you just naturally grow into a hunch. You don't actually force yourself into having a hunch,
Mm.
Yeah.
or you're not forced into one. I feel like people would just have like ridiculously shit posture and just look like creatures all the time walking around because they just have this like perfect spine that they can do anything with.
Well, I feel
Yeah.
like I wouldn't even want my spine to be straight at that point if I could replace it. I'd have like I want to make myself
Jelly
more
spine.
Velociraptor. Like if I could do that, because what you're thinking is when we get to this point, we're not going to be as attached to the human form. Okay, I want to be a fucking Velociraptor.
I mean, if we're adding limbs and not subtracting, you could do anything.
Oh my god, I don't want to be a spider Kate, and that's fucked. Okay, here's my angle on this. Like, I feel like we're being selfish here. Okay,
What's your angle?
do you guys remember the movie, the dare I say documentary, Pacific Rim?
Ah, yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
the way they controlled the mechs is two pilots were linked by the brain. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, you could link to another person, boring. You could link to a monkey, forever chimp best friend. Hi, you're listening to the
Alright.
Joe Rogan podcast.
All right, ready? Dan, I'll one up you here, and Caden will understand, and you won't, and most of the listeners won't understand too. All right, now think Pacific Rim, but anime. All right,
Mm-hmm.
now
Isn't
think.
it
thinking.
pretty much the same?
Hold
anime?
on. Think. All right, how can we make this even better? Right, get rid of the chimp. Have it so that the robot mech has
Just
to
wait,
be
can I have it on the
piloted-
record that I object to get rid of the chimp?
Yeah, of course. But you'll understand why you'd want to get rid of the chimp in a moment, right? You have to have a male and female operate the mech.
I don't want your weird
Alright.
hentai. I just want to be best friends
Hold
with
on.
the monkey.
This isn't hentai. This isn't hentai.
Really? 'Cause you're talking about a
and
fucking
now
robo-dick.
let's say in order to pilot the mech, you need to sit like this.
Oh, no.
Hold on, let me just
Oh, I don't have to be Jamie.
copy.
I'll put it in podcast
you're gonna have to-
discussion.
Yep, upload.
Upload. He's
You
on.
have to sit like this. It's Darling in the Franks. That's what it is.
Aww. Aww.
There's
Why?
nothing sexual about it. Nothing sexual about
Oh,
it. There
I
is nothing
disagree.
sexual about it.
I disagree.
No. Very implicitly, the show
is
makes
just-
No,
elaborate-
no.
this
She
is just an
quivers. She does
elaborate-
she does the hentai quiver. Quit making weird noises,
Oh
senpai.
my god. This is just an elaborate way for Kobe to get laid.
And Kobe's like, and can we also make women 2D? Elon Musk figure it out 2D.
Speaking of Kobe getting laid, in my darkest moment, I got back on.
laid.
No, I got back on Tinder.
Oh, I don't have the jingle. You should have warned me so I could find it.
You wouldn't find
Do
it.
it a cappella.
Alright.
Bomb, bomb, bomb. Kobe's Tinder update.
I can just do this. Actually, I can just do this. Ready? Hold on. Oh, we need to wait for the amp to warm up. All right.
Ah,
Nah,
fucking
Hold on.
Just put it in the microwave. Actually, I find is a good
Yeah.
solution.
So I'm back on Tinder, and I've used up all my swipes maybe at this point 6 times.
Nice.
There's a
Find any
limit to
hot
how much
singles
you
in
can
your
swipe.
area?
None. But
None.
from
Wow.
when I had it there was actually one. Sorry, there was one. 10th of April. Are we going to do a Kobe Tinder update?
Do it, man.
Do it.
All right, I'll give you a new jingle right now.
Okay, I'm excited. Wait, clean audio. Everyone's silent so I can extract this clip.
Ah, fuck! I need to sing it too.
This is all in it. This is all in it.
Yeah. This is all in it. Ready? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kobe Tinder update. All right, there you go.
Isolate
Nice.
someone in the chat. There's no one in the chat. Someone in the chat. Isolate that audio.
Hey, chat.
All right.
There's no chat.
So her name is Caitlin.
Oh.
She's
Right,
22.
so wait. This is important. See, okay.
See.
Interesting.
So it's Caitlin. So it's not a Caitlin.
So
with a-
basic.
Yeah.
Is what I'm hearing.
All right.
We can
Okay,
still work
so,
with it.
22, 99 kilometers away.
99
this is-
kilometers away. That's
Yes.
not a short amount of kilometers.
No, it's not. All right. Okay. Bio, bit of a mental case, honestly.
Interesting.
Tinder is heaps laggy. Message me literally anywhere else, please, and thanks, darling. And then it has her Instagram. Her anthem is Hurricane by I Prevail.
Kobe, what the fuck? Why would you tease me like that? When you said hurricane, I thought you were gonna say Puppy Love by Ver.
And then her top artists are The Kid Laroi without...
Leroy.
The Kid Leroy. Yeah, that's it.
Bruh, Kobe just had a boomer moment.
Lake Lao guy.
Yo, who's this dude, Lake Lao guy.
Machine Gun Kelly, Red Hot Chili Peppers, System of a Down, Blink 182, The Offspring, All
That's
Time Low,
quite a
Dominic
range.
Fike.
Well, it starts off as quite a
41
range
Day
and
to
then goes
Remember.
to not quite a range. Where are
and
you?
And then her pictures are mostly selfies. She drinks VB and
Fuck
beer.
yeah, dog. VB and beer.
And then she has a
There's
meme.
difference.
She has a meme on her profile. She's a Panthers supporter. It looks like.
That's unfortunate.
Where
That
it's
is
some
really
guy.
hard.
She's posing with a Panthers player, and there's a guy in the background looking at like the person taking the photo. Because you know when you do that, when someone's taking a photo, and then you look at the camera, like you're not in the photo, but you still look at the
Just like,
camera.
oh,
And then it says you on the guy's looking at the photo, and then over the Panthers player, the guy she told you not to worry about. Right?
interesting.
Nice.
So she's in
Nice.
from the get go. She's telling you that she's going to cheat on you. That's always a good sign
With a Panthers player.
with the Panthers player.
Yep.
A
Alright, so-
player that apparently she has access to for photos. So
Well, it was like on the side.
no,
you know,
this
like
is a
after
red
game
flag,
when-
Kobe. There's nowhere to know.
Okay.
There's nowhere to
All
know.
right. So what do I send?
Wait, did you match on April
Um,
10th and you haven't messaged her?
No.
That was 11 days ago, Kobe.
Yeah, I
It's a bit
forgot.
late.
She's probably dead. Like, there's no way to confirm that she isn't dead.
That's fucked up to say.
But like,
I mean, Dan's right though.
like we have to
why
assume
did
dead
you
at this
leave
point.
Why do I leave
too
it?
late?
Because I was gonna bring it up on the podcast last week, and then I forgot, and then I was gonna bring it up.
But
on the
even
podcast.
that, like, shouldn't you just initiate the conversation?
You-
and
okay.
No,
bring it
because
up
I
on the
have
podcast?
anxiety.
Kobe, here's what I'm gonna say for
Oh.
future Kobe Tinder updates. Okay,
Yeah.
you need to get the matches, and then you need to initiate the conversation before the pod, so we have a little more to work with. Even if it's just like the pleasantries, like the hello, hi, hello. I know that's your move. Get to that point, but then like time it out so it coincides nicely with the podcast recording, where it's like an appropriate amount of time for during the podcast. You can send a message, and then once we have a little bit of give and take, that's when we craft the perfect message, and get you pegged. I assume that's the end goal.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, it's always the end
definitely
goal.
the end goal.
It's always the end goal.
Definitely.
But
the
I
end
think
goal.
you know, 11 days to this potentially deceased lady from Tinder. I think you have to go strong. Tell her about your Neuralink robo penis with detachable
Alright.
tip. Okay.
Okay.
Silence
I feel like
a
that's
dick.
a feel like that's
Oh,
a bit
bro,
of a
put a
strong
suppressor
opener.
on it.
When the
You are
rents are
pull up
home.
with a suppressor on mine.
Oh,
when
so,
the rents
okay.
are home and you need to be quiet.
Oh my god. The downside to your
Put
robo
a suppressor on that dick.
the downside to your robo dick is for it to conclude. You need to wear like a hip like a bum bag with a large tank of pressurized air on it. And you got to be careful if you turn the PSI up on that too high. When you go, it's going to shoot right through.
That's gold. I was actually just gonna say there's a button around the underside. You just gotta.
Well, the button, what they did is they went into your ass and they removed the G spot and they put in just a big
The
ass like
button.
RGB LED button in there, and it's just uncomfortable always. And sometimes if you sit down wrong, it will hit it, and it's it's just a hole in Kobe's desk.
Oh fuck! That got me. That fucking got me.
Oh, fucking Christ.
All right, let's fucking put a pin in the Robo Dick story and come back.
I don't
to
think
it
we
next
need
time.
to, honestly. I feel like this is content.
This
No.
is great content. Let's not dry it the fuck out. Have we got frozen Kobe out here?
So this is
Oh, there he goes.
I'm
I
on the
think we lost
podcast
our boy.
twice.
I'm back.
He's back.
We lost our boy.
I'm still on the podcast twice, no Caden. Oh, Kobe's back. Okay, well,
Welcome back.
after that technical difficulty, it's this is episode 50 of the podcast, believe it or not. We're in double digits finally.
Wow.
Fuck you. Halfway through the triple.
That's my favorite. Okay, here, if you want a power move, everyone, whenever there's a birthday and they're like, oh, I turned 27, you'd be like, oh, double digits. Because you're not technically wrong, but it
You're just a
lowers them
cunt.
to them being a 10-year-old. But, fucking, in 1 week, that'll be the year anniversary.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You were saying that.
Because we started on 0.
We did start on 0, and episode 0 should be scrubbed from the annals of time. But also, annals is a funny word. Yep. Oh.
Anals?
Anal? canals.
So if
that's
you're wondering
kinda crazy that we've been doing that for this long. It
Yes.
does not feel like it.
It does not. Well, you guys have been doing it for a while. You guys went on the first.
Time flies when you're having
It's on the first episode.
fun.
Fuck you.
Were you, Kobe?
Yeah, I was.
Oh yeah, you were. That's right.
Fuck you.
Anyway, well, so the reason that episode 50 we're not doing a big celebration is because next week we're actually cancelling the show for next week is when we're gonna have our big Slalt Cast 2.0 announcement. So if you're like fucking these morons, okay, what they didn't, they forgot a milestone. We didn't. Fuck you. Instead of this week, we'll be celebrating 420. So Kobe's gonna now do drugs live on Twitch, and his career will survive this probably. Oh,
For audio listeners, he is currently trying to locate drugs.
I've got an opal
He
card.
found his
That's what I'm
opal
using
card.
to cut it.
Yep. That's cutting. That's what cutting
For
sounds
legal
like.
reasons, this is a skit.
As his lawyer, I'm not
100%,
gonna
100%.
protect him.
Fuck. I've got a piece of paper. Here we go. Hold on. Let me just. What is this? Oh, it's a receipt.
Interesting. What you buy?
It's for the club.
It's no, it's the drugs.
Well, no, the receipt. The receipt
Thank
is
God to his dealer.
Receipt for the drugs.
I'm gonna claim this on tax.
Well, can I get
Right.
a receipt for that, bro? I'm
Right, here we
getting tax
go.
back.
I'm not legally on Twitch. We're not allowed to show illicit substances, so
So
you're
while-
just gonna have to take my word.
While Kobe's doing this line, it's
Oh!
So yeah, that's crazy. So the holiday is actually 420, which I'm pretty sure is to do with weed, but it's cool.
You missed it by that much. It's the
I
other
wanted to see if you'd
420
realize at some point.
You said Kobe's gonna do drugs. So I was like, I can't fake weed. That'd look stupid.
You're right, and that did look stupid.
That wasn't stupid either.
Oh
fuck.
man, I mean, it
That-
was funny.
It was comedy.
How has
gold.
it taken us 50 episodes to make the funniest episode of the podcast?
I know this episode's been fantastic. And look, I
So
don't want to
far.
say it's because Joseph isn't on it, and no one's watching this live. No one's gonna listen to the audio because our numbers are down, and no one's gonna watch the YouTube. And it's the best episode we ever made.
It's only up from here, baby.
Oh man.
Oh fuck me, that's too good.
I mean, I think this is what happens when we come with literally no content to the podcast. I had that one thing, the chaser thing, and the rest we've just been smooth sailing. Like,
I've got content to talk about.
Do you have
We just
content?
have been going on like a really good trip of conversation.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
riding that wave.
because I
I
had that, and
think-
then I had a bunch of like games industry stories, which I know Kobe hates. So I was kind of just seeing how long I
Alright,
could
okay,
stretch
no, I
my
don't hate
Robo
games-
foreskin.
No, I don't hate games industry stuff. See, Dan does this thing. We have a games chat, which is like the bridge between a lot of the boys that we don't normally talk to, but we know that plays games.
Bridging the gap. That's what we're
Right,
good
it's
at.
bridging the gap. So
between our community and Aboriginal.
So like the
community.
chat has been dead for a while now because like everybody's already like we've kind of don't play multiplayer games together anymore. We kind of play like everybody's busy and we only have like a couple hours if we can arrange something, And Dan used to do this thing where he'd put games industry news in the chat, which
I put news relevant to games we played. So whenever there's like a Minecraft update or fucking the thing that I put in most recently was a bit of Apex news, which is we all used to play Apex quite a bit.
we still have been playing Apex, but I thought, wow, what a useless bit of information that I had to just consume then. Then he could have just told me when I see him of an afternoon.
So,
Right.
the reason I shared, because the Apex news I shared was that the new Titanfall stuff in Apex, the new legend in Apex Legends, what a fun naming convention,
Wow.
is the daughter of a Titan pilot from Titanfall 2, and it looks like that one of her abilities will probably be Call a Titan, which is fucking cool. And so,
Very
to
cool.
galvanize, as Kobe said, this chat's been dead, no one games anymore, everyone is too cool for that, too busy pegging. I don't know what kids do these days. And so I was like, to gather a bit of excitement about one of our favorite games, let's put a bit of exciting Apex and Titanfall news in there. And Kobe immediately shat on my face in my mouth. I ate it. I ate the whole
anything
thing.
negative. you just derived a negative connotation from it. But no, my
I'm gonna
hatred
take this
goes
out of
even
context real quick.
my hatred goes even deeper, because I follow Dan on Twitter, and Dan is literally the worst person to follow on Twitter.
Really? I feel like my
because-
tweets are bomb.
No, they do bomb. They bomb
they
real
bomb.
hard. I
Oh, no,
saw
I gotta-
maybe like
fuck
5
you.
tweets from Dan in a row saying, this is the best mission in all of games, and it's the one from Titanfall 2.
It's a fucking
And
good, and I only made
Yeah,
one
and I
tweet.
don't disagree with you. I just think shut the fuck up. I've heard it once. You've already tweeted about
Okay,
it
but
20
what
minutes
about
ago.
the fire content at Daniel737 on Twitter? The worst part about having a beard is beard hairs in your keyboard. I have to clean my keyboard so much more frequently. And here's a bit of behind the tweet for you guys. This new segment. Twitter, please sponsor us. There was an extra sentence on that tweet. It was something equating beard hair to pubes, and I thought, that sounds gross. I don't want to put that on the internet.
All right, my tweets are better. Just like unequivocally better.
Well, you can both suck my ass because I don't even use Twitter.
I miss
hold
the
on,
days of
hold on.
Caden
Where is
tweeting. He just
my
tweeted
Twitter?
BAMs.
I like music.
On Good Friday, I tweeted "I'm died," and on Easter
Nice.
Sunday, I tweeted "I live."
And so I just when he tweeted I died, I replied to it with like a GIF reply, and then Kobe teased the I live tweet, and then I immediately called his joke. I said on Sunday you're gonna tweet I'm back or something.
No. You said I'm gonna say I'm back, and I said I live.
I'm
Immediate
ready to
silence?
cancel the
It's
podcast
deafening.
for next week. I don't think we need to keep doing it.
I think that's it. 50's the cutoff.
So Caden,
Yeah.
you had a
Done.
spicy weekend.
I did have a spicy weekend. I had a fucking up and down weekend.
Interesting.
Out on a boat for Logan, my good mate.
Has been on the show.
Has been here.
No
before.
other claim to fame.
It was his birthday. It was like his 22nd, and he's always wanted to hire out a houseboat for his 22nd. Well, for his birthday, he was going to do it for his
Specifically
21st.
his 22nd.
God, when
No.
I turn 22, I want a fucking houseboat. What are you doing for your 21st? Nothing. There's going to be COVID.
He's wanted to do
What's
it. for
COVID?
his
It's
birthday
2010.
for ages. He's wanted to do it like almost since his 18th, but every time we've tried, it just doesn't work. So finally, like he saved up some money, and we've all organized it, and we knew what we were doing. We finally got it to happen. So it's happening on his 22nd, and that was last weekend, technically, when you listen to this. So it was a lot of fucking fun, a lot of drinking, a lot of adventuring,
Okay,
a
so
lot of fucking fishing.
how far off the coast did you go on this houseboat? What was your route?
So we docked.
Whoa, I didn't ask what you were doing on the boat.
That's it. So we
Wasn't your girlfriend there?
Who do you think he docked
Okay,
with?
we need a docking attachment for the Robo penis. Someone write that down for the
Aw.
message to Elon.
It's a USB plug-in.
What type USB does the? Sorry to derail this, but what
USB-C,
type
so it's
USB?
reversible.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, good, yeah,
Agreed.
because in the heat of the moment, you don't want to be going. "Hold on,
Well,
let me
okay,
just-"
if you want the Apple version, you get a lightning cable and then you have to buy an adapter. But
So we were there for basically like 3 nights.
if you buy
two and a half
an Apple
days.
one, you buy a hub so you can dock with it.
I like how we're just describing like just a really complicated fucking dildo or vibrator. That's all we've done in this bit. We've just been like,
No, that's
imagine
how we
vibrator.
That's how you do high volume file transfers with your dock. Literally, you go to
wireless charging. You
you
can
go
just
to
lay your phone on there.
you go to any office and there's just gonna be dudes just in like cubicles docking. And that's how business deals happen.
Now take that
10
out of
years, call it.
context.
I mean, dudes are already doing that in offices.
Oh.
Anyway, fucking back to the boat.
So you guys were there
we
docking.
were there for like 2.5 days. So we were on the Coomera docks and went out into the river basically and up like Tipplers to South Stradbroke basically. So on the Friday when we were supposed to get there, a couple of us were late, including me, because it was fucked with traffic.
So you had to swim to the boat.
No, well we were lucky
It was
enough
going. Caden fucking flashback to his swimming days.
We were lucky that Logan's uncle was there, and he also owned like a really nice boat, and he was happy to ferry a lot of us out. And when you hire out the houseboats, you do get like a little dinghy that you can ferry people on and off the boat for. But when we got there, our intention was to get all the way up to almost like South Stradbroke Island and then anchor and stay there for like a day and a half. But when Logan hired out the boat, he realized that you can't actually drive the boat during night because there's really no lights and it's a big fuck-off boat. So we basically they basically just took the boat off the docks and anchored it far enough away, just somewhere, wherever the fuck, and left it there for the night. So then a couple of us rocked up late and we all got on this boat and went out and eventually got onto the houseboat. So Friday night, being the first night of a party, typically goes pretty hard. I basically introduced everyone into like a bunch of the drinking games that you boys played.
You did make some inquiries into Rage Cage and 9 Before 1.
Yeah.
9 Before 1. So basically I was like, I'm going to go into this, go on party mode. I'm going to make this a good weekend for my mate. I want to make it party mode and enjoy the weekend. So we slowly got into it. I said to everyone, I was like, we're going to make a pact on the boat. We're going to make a drinking pact. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but if you're in it, you've got to agree to it before I tell you.
And that's a good way to do it. As a lawyer, that is a great way to get your clients to sign up to deals. That is a fantastic way to do it.
Because
because you get him in the morning, because you know it's happening. It's like the game. You know, the game where when you think of the game, you lose the game.
I just lost the fucking game.
And now we've all just lost the game, but you're always playing the game.
I came to it with like, you've got to say yes and agree to this before I explain the rules. And then eventually everyone said yes.
And it's like 8:59.
No, it was the night before.
The night before, yeah.
So I'd explain the rules to them of the whole 9 Before 1.
And if you want the explanation to 9 Before 1, go listen to podcasts like episode 7 or 8 or maybe 12. It's called Starting Fires Down the Coast. We do an awful job at explaining it. Go listen to that episode.
It's just one. You have to have 1 drink before 9 or 9 drinks before 1. Alcoholic drinks.
Yes.
On a weekend. Yeah.
So we all agreed to it. We were all like, yeah, fucking easy, not a problem. It was funny. Some people even set an alarm just to make sure they didn't forget. But I was like, sweet, we'll get into that. And then we played King's Cup to start, just to kind of get the mood going and get everyone into it.
I guess King's Cup on a boat would be better than Rage Cage on a boat, because I'm just thinking the motion of the ocean cups
wasn't moving. It wasn't actually that bad. It wasn't like you were.
I guess
shifting
the weather was pretty decent.
Pretty fucking stable.
The weather was pretty decent over the
Friday
weekend.
night. Saturday night was not. I'll get to that in a second. Friday night, perfect. Honestly, could not tell you on a boat the whole night. It was fine. Mm-hmm. So Friday night, we played a bunch of drinking games. I introduced everyone to Rage Cage. Everyone fucking loved it.
What was the energy though? What was the energy?
Pretty energetic, but no chance.
No chance. That was my next question. Was anyone in the K?
Did you try? Chance. Was Caden? Were you the only one that knew it? Like you and Summer were just there going, Logan's in the cage, in the cage. Logan's.
But the hardest part too was everyone was actually pretty good at it, to where you couldn't really get anyone in the cage. You just kept stacking on people.
You guys weren't drunk enough.
No, we were not. We really were not. And by the end of it, we were. But we fucking... A couple of us got into the cage bad. We fucked up Tom.
Nice.
Tom copped it. He copped it real bad. And I think Logan copped it a little bit as well. But yeah, it was really fucking funny. And everyone had a blast. We played a couple rounds. We're like, all right, fucking timeout. Went away for a bit and then come back. And then it was just a boys' round of Rage Cage. Played with the same amount of cups. It was worse. Ooh. But yeah, so the Friday night was really, really fun, but everyone went really hard. And then the trick was on Saturday, we then had to go out and dock the boat, well, anchor the boat. I'm going to stop saying docking because you cunts just won't stop.
Look, every time you
say
it...
We weren't going to say it.
I was cooking jokes, but I held them back. But if you said it one more time...
So I
would have shown you my new attachments.
Logan got up early enough in the morning on the Saturday, and his uncle was there with us to help us get to where we needed to go take the boat to where we originally had planned to go anchor the boat, which was at South Stradbroke Island. You basically follow the canal all the way out to South Stradbroke, and you're just all there going on this canal just along the coast. So we got there close to midday and anchored, and the plan was stay there for a couple hours, have a fish, hang out, enjoy ourselves, and then we had to get the boat from South Stradbroke to Tipplers before nightfall because the wind was supposed to pick up and it was supposed to start raining and get really fucking hectic. So
No one
Logan's
likes a wet boat.
well, Logan's uncle was basically like, the wind's going to pick up if you go anchor the boat down at Tipplers. You've got protection on both sides. You'll be fine. You won't really feel the wind at all. Us, for some reason, neglected that.
Okay.
Forgot
One of
all
the
about
all-time
it.
great calls.
Forgot all about it and just was like, why should we go down to Tipplers? Why don't we just stay here? Here's perfect. We want to keep fishing. We want to keep hanging out at the sand dunes. We want to keep fucking drinking and enjoying ourselves. We want to have a fucking bonfire on the beach and enjoy ourselves. So we'll stay here for the night and then we'll leave in the morning. It's perfect.
You're a big fuckhead.
This location is too good.
Whose idea was it to stay? Who
it was a collective. I won't point a finger because it was technically a collective. Because we all thought the same thing. We were like, no, maybe.
Caden's Robo-Neuralink.
I wasn't
penis would
alone. But essentially, we'd stayed at South Stradbroke Island. And I definitely forgot the fact that the wind was going to pick up. So we stayed here and we'd been fishing all day. We'd been drinking. We'd been swimming, jumping off the boat, having a good time. And as the sun started to set, we were hanging out in the sand dunes. And then eventually we got back in, grabbed some more drinks, and set up a fire on the beach. We hung out by the fire for maybe like an hour and a half. The wind started to pick up. And this by this time, it was like pitch black darkness. It was sun had set. It's fucking 8 o'clock, dark. The wind started to pick up and it started raining. And we'd been at this fire for like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours max. So we were like, all right, cool. Rain's starting to come up. Wind's starting to come up. Let's go back to the boat. Keep drinking inside the boat where it's undercover. We took the first lot of people, because there's 9 of us on this dinghy, onto the boat. And then the second lot. And then we had to bring the boat back and get the second lot on. By the time it got to the last lot of people, which was me, Logan, and his girlfriend, Emily, our mate who was driving the little dinghy ferrying everyone, Josh, was like, we have to fucking get on this boat now. It is bad. Like, it is hectic out there. He's like, I almost couldn't get on the boat because it's just moving. So we're like, what the fuck's going on? Like, what do you mean? It doesn't look that bad. We get out to the boat and the boat is basically doing 360s in a massive circle pattern around the anchor. We were doing massive spins around the anchor, which was centered in the middle. So we were parked. We were pretty much anchored in between 2 boats, and we were perfect. But the boat just kept moving and just kept swinging and spinning and going ridiculously fast. Like, I say ridiculously fast for a boat. Like, it wasn't like we were fucking spinning and holding onto the sides like we couldn't move. It was like the boat was just moving at a constant pace. And we were kind of freaking out that the anchor was dragging because it looked like we kept getting closer and closer to the other boats or to land. And it was like freaking us the fuck out because like, fuck, are we actually like going to hit something? Are we going to fucking cause some damage? So we were freaking out, and then like boats would start leaving and the waves would start to crash, and the houseboat, which mind you is massive, starts to like actually shift to where you're like walking sideways on it, and we're like, this is fucked. This is bad.
Are we talking to the ghost of Caden right now?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
You're not. Fuck
I feel like if you were a ghost, that would really help us like kind of hit quotas on different representation of different groups.
Yeah.
We haven't had many deceased people on the podcast.
Did anybody die on the boat?
Nah. I mean, depends. Alcohol poisoning wise, yes.
I mean, you can tell us if you
Most
killed
of us.
someone, because technically on a boat, maritime law, manslaughter is legal.
Ooh.
Not if it's in international waters.
Water's water, baby. If I drink Fiji water, is that international waters?
Yo, he's asking the real questions.
Real questions here.
Well, basically, like Saturday, we were kind of freaking out. Like, fuck, we might hit someone. This
Freaking
is
out,
pretty hectic.
man.
Mind you, we're all pretty drunk too, so it doesn't help.
That doesn't
So
sound like
half
you
of
guys.
us are sitting down, like trying to figure this out. Like, are we moving? Are we not moving? Like, kind of getting stressed and anxious about this. And the other half are playing beer pong while we're all freaking out. Just
Respect.
Oh, that would
like,
be
oh
awesome.
no, it'll be fine.
But-
It'll be fine.
The boat's moving, and then you go, all right, watch this.
Yeah, I had
ready?
to
And then you
redirect
throw-
it and
Yeah.
like, spin it in.
Ah, that would be awesome. Can
It
we
was
do
pretty
that?
funny.
Yes,
I
let's get a
was
boat in
feeling-
a storm so you can play beer pong.
Yes.
I
Yes,
was
this is
feeling
what I
pretty
want.
crook because the boat kept rocking and I was drunk, so I was feeling really fucking crook. So I was like sitting down, I was kind of stressing out. And then a couple of us were sitting down as well, just like, fuck. So we made some phone calls. Everyone was like, no, you'll be okay. Don't stress. Like, if you were dragging, you would hear it on the boat. They say, like, when it's dragging, like, you kind of hear a bit of a scraping noise as well. But they were also just like, if you're worried, let out more chain because if anything, you'll have more weight
Right.
on the anchor.
Yeah.
So it ended up being fine, right? A lot of us kind of were worried for nothing,
Mhm.
but we were cautious because we didn't want to fuck anything. So like props to Logan, definitely made a smart choice to just let it be and made some phone calls and double check just in case.
Yeah, that sounds like a fucking heaps responsible thing to do.
He was on the ball. Like he was
is dad.
pretty like switched on because it was the kind of thing where we'd go out the front and like either me or Tom or one of our other mates, Josh or someone would be like, oh fuck, we look like we're getting pretty close, and then we'd run out the front like, oh fuck, no, that looks really sketchy, and then like we'd keep moving around, and then we're like, oh no, but like I keep lining us up with that, and it keeps hitting the same line every time, and then I'd go outside and be like, nah, but we
Bro,
keep
you're
getting
doing the real
closer.
life thing of like putting your mouse over the download bar.
Yeah, straight up. Because we were just like, the boat would move, and there was these two campfires on the land that we kept looking at. One was a big one was a little one. And Logan was like, oh, I keep lining myself up every time we match up with the campfire, and it keeps nailing it. But like, it looks like we're getting closer to the other boat. And I was like, So we stressed out a little bit Saturday. But after a while, the winds kind of settled down. It was still pretty windy and fucked up, but it wasn't as bad as it was for like the early part of it. So eventually, after a while, we all got to bed. Some of us stayed up. Some of us went out early. Sunday, we were worried because apparently the winds were supposed to be worse. So we're like, fuck, we need to get to Tipplers like ASAP. So the plan was as soon as the sun came up, book it to Tipplers. Get protection, we'll be fine. As soon as we got up in the morning, not a fucking problem.
You needed protection to dock?
Not a problem.
Elon Musk recommends use protect. You don't want any nasty viruses when you dock.
But don't use
Oh.
McAfee. Don't use McAfee protection. That shit'll.
That's just bloatware.
Yeah, it's just gonna make your dick virusy. It's gonna give you crabs.
To bring the story all the way around,
Full
we
circle.
got-
I'm really
Tipplers.
intrigued taking a factor Robo-penis into this story.
Yeah.
I know. We got on the Sunday, we got to Tipplers, and we finally made it, and it was all good. Sunday was perfect. Sun was out. It was a hot day. It was a beautiful day. Water was amazing, and we just had the fucking best day ever, and it was great. We all got
Okay.
really drunk. We all enjoyed ourselves. We fished a fuck ton, had a good time, and it was great.
Catch
Monday,
any fish, mate?
we did. We catch a lot of little fish. A lot of fish, like
you didn't
like that
catch
big.
you didn't catch the 3-meter dog.
3-meter dog. Our mate Jono though caught like a pretty decent sized catfish that we just threw back because it was catfish.
Posing as
No.
a 12-year-old.
Yeah, got catfished. Yeah.
Was his
catfish.
name Jared
caught-
Fogle by any chance?
Did he-
Or Sean from the Young Crumbs?
Or maybe you caught somebody catfishing, pretending to be a catfish, like Sean Hannity. No, fuck, what's his
Shut
name?
up.
Chris Hansen.
Oh,
Okay.
catfishing a cat. That was a shit
yeah.
joke.
Yeah, it was.
What
Well-
a fucking way. We talked about robot penises and you somehow made this a bad episode.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Catfish, robot penis.
Way to bring it around.
Thank you.
Way to bring it around. You did
Thank
good.
you very much.
You did good.
Thank you very much for coming to my TED Talk.
Also, I'd like to say, side note, Monday I was not okay. I woke up very
I can
hungover.
imagine not. So were you
I
3
was
days on the boat
fucked.
in total of just
3 days on the boat in total.
drinking the seasickness, potentially
Yeah.
scurvy. No comments. We can't talk about any piracy that happened.
I felt really ill Monday, and then we basically, we hadn't showered because we were jumping in and out of the water and we were just in the ocean. We didn't have a very large amount of water on the boat, so we would. Most of us boys were just
nature shower.
Exactly.
Caden bit the bullet, was just drinking his own piss from the first second on the boat.
So on Monday, when I finally got home after being on the boat for 3 days, I went and had a shower. I was ill, hungover, probably still a little bit drunk, and finally having a shower. All these sensations had hit me at once. All, mind you, while still rocking.
Oh,
I closed my eyes and to wash my hair and shit, and my body just
crumbled.
Caden was in the shower. He'd go under the water, close his eyes, and just.
Yeah, I was no joke. I was worried about just going face first because my body was just rocking. I was in so much fucking turmoil. It was fucking hilarious. But I would do it all again in a heartbeat.
Yeah, no, I'd never get on a boat. That shit's scary. Boats are scary.
Boats
Because
can
of
be
the
scary, but
embarkation.
boat parties, cool. Aw, well,
Boat parties.
made it
boat
about rape.
parties, sick.
I didn't make it about the R word. You made it about it.
No, you were implying
I was
it.
just quoting a TV show.
This
Boat
is why
parties are
Subway
pretty
doesn't
fucking
follow
sick.
us and instead follow the new Jared Fogels. The young Crumbs.
Well, no, Sean's the new Jared.
Why do
Fogle.
you have such either A hatred of Sean or B love for Michael? I don't.
All right.
Is it
well,
because
see,
Michael acknowledged you one time?
No, Michael hasn't acknowledged me ever. He doesn't even know my name. I should hate Michael, and I should really like Sean. But I don't know. Sean was the person that I thought of first when thinking of the Young Crumbs, because he's the most important member. That's
The Jared
see?
Fogle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see Sean being in a Subway ad more than I could Michael.
But dressed as a worker, right? What's your angle? How are you going to turn this into a roast? This is too wholesome for Kobe content.
Well, no.
It's
He'd look like
strange.
Jared Fogle because he is Jared Fogle.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Interesting.
With a wait. Jared Fogle. Hold on. Jared Fogle.
I'm still thinking about it.
Robot penis.
Mecha pedo. And on that bombshell, Kobe, where can the kids find you?
They can find me on Instagram at _55 Kobe55_ and at South_bound_band, or on Twitter at Kobe_55.
Caden, where can the people find you?
You can check me out at my band, verum.band on Instagram. Do some fun stuffs.
Heck yeah. And you can find me at DanielF737 on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow the Slalt Cast at SlaltCast on all of the social media platforms. That's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Make sure you're hitting us on all of those places because we have lots of juicy news coming next week. Make sure you follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/SlaltCast. We stream the Slalt Cast live every single Wednesday before it goes up on Thursdays on YouTube and podcast services, where you can catch us later if you happen to miss the episode. As I was saying, next week is the 1-year anniversary and there will be some big announcements. So keep your eyes peeled on your podcast feed to make sure you catch those when they happen.
We don't know about
They don't
them.
know
That's
them
how
yet.
big they are.
And also I'm gonna do a video package and break it out on social media, so keep your eyes peeled. It's gonna be exciting, some big changes coming. Is the podcast cancelled? Yes. Is Kobe cancelled? Wait and see. Now, Kobe, play us out.
All right, here we go. This is what I've been waiting for. Hopefully nobody's asleep.
Kobe found out a way to make his guitar re. Thanks for listening. Please remember to leave a positive rating wherever you're listening from, and to follow our socials at SlaltCast on Twitter and Instagram.